We're talking Avengers Endgame, true first appearances. Buckle up. We got a lot of spoilers, but we got a lot of dope comic books. Russ, Avengers Endgame. It was amazing.
It absolutely was, yes.
A lot of really cool moments in the film. A lot of true first appearances in this film. And we're going to be talking about them courtesy of CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. Topher, volunteer, writer, journalist, puts together a bunch of really cool books that are key appearances that sometime predate what is known to be the first appearance.
Yes, Tom. Topher over at CBSI releases this list whenever he wants to, but this one is a special one because this is all of the stuff that kind of culminates all of this Endgame speculation that we've been talking about for the past year. He put it all into one handy little file, and we are going to bring it to you in the live form.
That's right. I picked my favorite one, so hit that subscribe button. We do cover a lot of CBSI content, and we do a lot of these true first videos. And the first thing that I thought would be fitting to talk about is one of my favorite moments in the film. Cap saying, Avengers, assemble. How did that feel? Did you feel like, I said it just now, and I feel it on my skin. Like it gives me tingles.
I understand. I do. And we all know that Avengers 16 is the first time that Cap says Avengers Assemble on the cover of the
Classic,
book.
Man.
Really, really. But did you know that the first time that it was actually said by an Avenger was when Thor said it in Avengers 10?
That's right. Thor was the first person on the team to say Avengers Assemble. But soon after, Cap makes it on that cover. Both classic appearances. Kirby goodness.
Right.
All right. The next thing I wanted to chat about is another really fun moment in the movie. We have Steve Rogers lifting up Thor's hammer, wielding it, causing a ruckus with the shield. How cool was that, Russ?
It was really one of my favorite parts of the movie. It was awesome to see him just reach out and get Mjolnir and have Thor go, I knew it! Because there was kind of that tension moment of where Cap almost lifted it in the
Age
last
of Ultron, yeah.
Oh my God. It was just very, very cool to kind of go, yeah, okay, he is worthy of the hammer. Absolutely.
And what book skyrocketed after this movie?
So I'm shocked that it didn't make it on the CBSI Hot 10 list any earlier.
I know, man. Thor 390. It came out of nowhere.
Is the first time that Captain America Steve Rogers wields Mjolnir, wields Thor's hammer.
An instant key classic. The book made the top 10 list the day before the movie. All right, so now we have another key appearance that I want to mention. We actually have in 2011, the new Cap with a new uniform, wielding the hammer. Now, this isn't the first time Cap has, used the hammer, but it is the first time the modern Cap did. And this is in Fear Itself issue number 7. There's an A and there's a B cover. You're probably going to want to go with that B cover variant because that A came out in troves.
Right.
All right. And then last but not least, because we're talking about characters using Thor's hammer, I had to put this one on the list. We have Avengers JLA issue number 4, the first time Superman wields the hammer. Pretty cool, right?
That is actually really, really cool.
All right. And then we got to talk about Sam Wilson taking over as Cap. How did you feel about that?
Now, this was great too. And to be perfectly honest, Captain America has never been one of my favorite characters. But honestly, throughout this movie, so many of his plot points and so many of his stories tying up really, really just hit me in the feels. And this was great. The part where you've got, Cap comes back, he's old, he hands the shield to Sam Wilson. This came to fruition. Last week on the Hot 10 list, we saw Captain America 25 hitting that list, but I wanted to mention something that I noticed the second time around in this movie. As they're getting prepared for Cap to go back in time and return the stones, Professor Hulk is basically like, oh, it's only going to take 5 seconds, to us, but it'll be as long as it takes for him. So Sam and Bucky go to say goodbye, and we've been speculating for a long time on Bucky and on Sam and who's going to be able to be the new Cap. And, Cap's, don't do anything stupid. He says, how can I? You're doing stupid with you. And then Bucky says, I'm going to miss you. If it's only 5 seconds, he wouldn't have said that. Bucky knew something was going to happen, which is another reason, like when they see the old guy sitting on the bench, Bucky's like, you go. It was very, very cool to watch that full circle movement that he absolutely knew that he was going to go back and live the life that he missed being frozen, which is amazing. Anyway, another thing that just hit me in the feels, that whole movie was so good. But yes, Captain America 25 from 2014 is a great one. The one that people are really looking out for is the Adam Hughes variant, and that was a 1 in 50 variant for the Adam Hughes variant. Yes, 1 in 50 for that one. But there's one that's even more scarce. There's the Wizard World Austin. It's a Totino Tedesco variant that is stunning. I don't even know what they're going for right now. It is really that scarce. And the fact that it was a regional variant, you could only really get it if you were at the Wizard World in Austin, that's one to be searching for.
There's also a second print variant. It's out there, but it's also selling as well. And I wanted to also mention we have Captain America Sentinel of Liberty, issue number 8. Now, this book came out years before, back in 1998, and there's some confusion in the market about whether or not this is actually the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Cap, or is it Captain America 25? Because everybody's buying Captain America 25.
Right.
Now, let's break that down, because in this issue number 8, we have Sam Wilson taking over as Cap, kind of. See, Captain America is believed to be dead for all of an issue and a half. And in that time, Captain America's name is being dragged through the mud on television. And Falcon feels like it's important to not let that happen. So he goes to a Halloween store, he gets a Captain America Halloween costume, and goes out into the public and represents Captain America's good name.
Now, this is interesting because someone sent me a screenshot of just the one panel of him standing there and I'm Captain America and that type of thing. And from that, it very much looks like their first appearance until you read the rest of the story and understand the context that it's in. And that really is where you're going to be, the confusion ensues.
The very next panel is Sam Wilson saying, I am not the Captain America. I'm just doing this for a cause. And then the very next issue, he runs into Cap. Turns out he's just being brainwashed, and he saves him. And Cap gives him a pat on the shoulder, says, hey, thank you. It's not as easy, you know?
Right.
And they, they go on their way. Now, this technically is the first time he's worn the costume. So it's a true first appearance, yes. But it also gives further explanation why people are putting money into Captain America issue number 25. Now, we also have some major deaths in this film.
We do. And the one that everyone was expecting but still wasn't expecting to happen, I mean, you just kind of had hoped it wasn't to, was the death of Tony Stark.
It was rough, man.
And he saved all of humanity, but it was really, really difficult. I mean, it's, Pepper Potts just finally got her rescue suit.
I know, right?
She got to wear it for one battle, and then all of a sudden...
He has a kid.
I
mean, it was important that they showed him having 5 years of peace, though, and having a family
so
and a
we
really
know
good
that
life.
he lived the life, and he was very, very good at it. That's amazing. The first time that we see the death of Tony Stark was Iron Man 284.
This is like War Machine time, wasn't it? Like
Absolutely.
I think
and
he's
War
actually on the
Machine takes
cover.
Over. Well,
the
the shadow of him, yes, and you get to see death of Anthony Stark, and it's a beautiful cover. And this is one of those that I think they're $1.12 on eBay right now. They're going to be in 50-cent bins and quarter bins all across the country. And yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a spike because it was from a massive thing, but it's just kind of a cool thing because that's the first time that they did kill Tony Stark.
I mean, it's a cool Iron Man comic book, and if you're a fan of Tony Stark, if you're a fan of Robert Downey Jr., if you're a fan of Endgame, it's a big moment in cinematic history.
Right, it's a very iconic cover.
Yeah, iconic and attainable. All right, now I want to go back to Captain America in that same run that issue 25 is in, because I want to break down how Sam Wilson takes over the reign as Captain America. Okay, because another big moment in this film is Captain America turning into an old man. We thought that he would either go on to live or he would die. I don't think anyone anticipated him to just grow older.
No, none of us did.
Right? So what's interesting is that in this run of Captain America, the villain, the Nail, he actually neutralizes the super soldier serum that Captain America has inside that actually is keeping him young. And he turns into an old man in that issue. So we actually have the first appearance of Old Man Cap in issue number 21 of this series.
Sure.
Now, another interesting thing is that this isn't the first time we've seen an old version of Captain America. That actually happened way before.
So actually back in 2005, there was Captain America House of M, number 10. And this is an alternate reality that actually had an old man Steve.
Yeah, he's on the cover and he's old.
Yep.
All right. And then the last one on the list, at the very end of the movie, I actually texted you after the movie. I'm like, who's the kid in the funeral? Like,
right.
What did I miss here? They just threw some random person, I thought, into this movie. Is it another person from Community that I don't recognize?
Oh my God.
Like, what's going on?
But it's very, very true. And it was one of those things that when I was watching the movie, you just kind of, you get the pan and you're like, I know these people. And all of a sudden there's this lone young man standing there by himself. And it's actually Harley Keener. And Harley Keener is the young boy that in Iron Man 3, when Tony was stranded, he helped him out. And then at the end of the movie, Tony got him basically a workshop so he could work on being in engineering. And I was reading up on this, and the Russo brothers basically came out and said that he's not going to be coming into the universe. He's not going to have his own movie. He's not doing anything special. It was really just kind of a nice way to have a little Easter egg to show that Tony Stark touched many, many lives that weren't just superhero lives. There was lots of good spread by Tony. What was his first appearance, Tom?
All right, so his first appearance is in the Guide to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
He's not in comics. He's not in continuity, but they go over his character in this. It's actually a comic-shaped, I believe it's comic-size pamphlet. And it's a cool thing that people are specking on because in the event that there is a new Iron Man and he were to take the reign, put on the helmet, if you would, it could be a spec book. Not really, but I looked on eBay and there was only one sold in the last 3 months and there's none listed. So it could be one fun thing to find in a collection, especially if you're an Iron Man fan.
Absolutely.
All right. And that wraps up our True First for today. Thank you so much to comicbookinvest.com, CBSI for putting out such great content, Topher for putting out this True First list every week. And shout out to all the members this week who went out and hunted, found some really cool books.
In an amazing turn of events, we have Black Suit Spidey, who has a Hulk 271, which is first appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
Very cool. And we also have Georgia Sangster, who got an ASM 252, one of the early Black Suit appearances.
We have Universe X Comics, who got 377, the first Professor Hulk, which was probably my favorite part of that movie.
What was your favorite Professor Hulk moment?
Oh my God.
Was it the Ant-Man conversation?
Dab.
Oh. Oh my gosh. And then we also have Pieface667, who's showing off his Blackest Night run. He's specking on Naomi, and I see you wearing that shirt. Thank you so much to the community. Hit that subscribe button before you leave, and as always,
Geek responsibly.
Enough
said. Congratulations to Brandon Keefe, who won a copy of Thor 229, which is the first ad appearance of Wolverine.
Congratulations. He won that by commenting down below. Let us know what your favorite comic book is on this True First list, and we'll enter you to win this copy of Avengers issue number 66. This is the first appearance of Adamantium, the metal that makes Wolverine also dangerous.